have a decent garage, and maybe one that's insulated if I can be that picky. So anyway, you can get in touch with me as well on the Facebook page, facebook.com/automotiveadhd. Send me a direct message on there, or you can email me directly, matt@throttlewarrior.com. So now I've been driving, like I said at the top of the show, I've been driving my Subaru I've been driving it for more than a week now, and I have to say, touchscreens, I'm not a fan of them. It has a big touchscreen right in the middle of the dashboard, and it's interesting. I have been very critical of touchscreens on this show in the past. It's just how it is, and with that being the case, people have criticized me online. Commenters have said, well, yeah, what would you know? You don't actually own a car with a big touchscreen in it. You don't know anything about that. You're just saying that because you have old cars and you're upset because your cars don't have touchscreens. And that's not true. That's not true at all. One of the reasons for buying the new Subaru was also to buy a new car. This show has a fleet of broken down cars. I was counting. I got like 9 cars here at the house right now. I don't want to talk about what percentage of those actually run. I don't feel like that's relevant to this discussion. Just throwing that out there. But anyway, and they're typically all older. But here's the thing. With that touchscreen, I've used it now for a little bit, and I still don't like it. I am not a fan of it. Just something about it doesn't work for me, especially when you're driving on the roads here in Colorado Springs, and they are bumpy. They are terrible. They are third world even. If you're on Woodman, coming up on I-25, the radio station's right off of Woodman and I-25. It's behind the Carrabba's Italian restaurant. And that section of Woodman was chip sealed a couple of years ago. Well, that chip seal, that stuff is supposed to be a temporary solution. It's not like a full paving job. And that chip seal is all failed now. There's huge ruts in it. There's sections of it that are missing. And the rest of it that's there is just turned into gravel. It's terrible. You drive on there, you're getting rocks thrown up at you. I literally hear the gravel being tossed around underneath the car like I'm driving on a dirt road. And with that, it's bumpy. And I'm trying to, change a song on Spotify and the touchscreen. I'm trying to change a radio station to, AM 1460 and FM 101.1 The Answer, or 100.7 The Word, either of those. Of course, we're hearing this right now. And my finger's like bouncing around on the screen. It's hard. I have to like rest my hand on the gear shift, sort of like my wrist on the gear shift, then hit the buttons because your arm's going to bounce around so much. Now, maybe this isn't a problem for people living in like California with, smooth roads and stuff because they don't have winter, for example, like at all. And maybe that's not a problem there, but it is here. That's one of my gripes with it. The other gripe is that it has problems with it's responsive, sure, but I don't like that the HVAC controls are integrated into it. Now, Subaru sort of took a half position on this. They're sort of in the middle. You get an up and down button for your temperature. Those are physical buttons, and you get a defroster button, front defroster, rear defroster. Those are buttons, things you would want to have, you'd want to be able to do with gloves on. But the rest of it, determining where the other vents, all of that, the proportioning there, it's all in the touchscreen, and I don't like it because also, having that screen on at night, I don't like the screen on at night personally. It bugs me. So you can turn the screen off. Yes, there's a setting that you can go screen off, and it goes completely dark. It's not even just a black screen. It's like dark. It's off. Okay, well, now I want to change the vents from face to feet. I have to turn the screen back on, then go into there and do that. Like, come on, why? Can you just give me a slider? Can you just give me knobs to turn? Now, I like part of the screen for the navigation. It's nice having the maps there. But I've said this before on the show. You can have physical buttons in the center stack and then have the screen part be in your gauge cluster. In fact, have it be the entire gauge cluster. I actually really like that when the whole screen or the whole gauge cluster is a screen in and of itself. And I actually like that because then you have the navigation and it's natural. You look down, you just glance down and your navigation's right there. Oh, I know I'm taking this exit. I'm going here. I got to turn right over there. That's more intuitive than looking to the side. It just makes sense to me. So give me physical buttons there in the center stack. And maybe you have a smaller screen for the radio. Fine. You got a smaller screen for the radio, whatever. But give me physical buttons there. And I think this is all a conspiracy, by the way, to put more advertisements in your car. It is. It really is. Having the screens right now, they're acclimating us to it. They're bringing us to a boil. They're boiling us slowly, just incrementally raising the temperature. That's what they're doing. And there's proof of it here. We now are seeing proof of this. In fact, I think this is proof that we are truly in a fallen world at this point. The end times are near. This is unfortunate. According to The Drive, a number of Jeep owners are getting spammed with advertisements in their Uconnect infotainment system. Headline reads, Jeep is spamming drivers with extended warranty ads through Uconnect infotainment. And what this is, they're not ads for outside things right now, not third-party things. These are ads for Mopar's in-house extended manufacturer warranty. And it reads something like this. It takes over your entire center screen, by the way. Like if you had the radio up there, too bad. You had your climate control up there, too bad. Takes over the whole thing. You can X out of it and get back to those. But come on, why is it doing that? Now, what it says, it goes, purchase peace of mind. Mopar Vehicle Protection Maximum Care Plans are factory backed and offer you peace of mind in case of mechanical breakdown, which will happen, by the way, frequently because you're driving a Mopar vehicle. It doesn't say that. That's my editorial comment. Then it goes, press the call button to speak to a specialist. Or it says, press the call button to speak to a specialist. Odometer must be less than 36,000 miles to purchase. Here's the problem. A number of users online are pointing out that A, they're getting spammed with these ads frequently, sometimes as much as every time they get in the car now. And then here's one owner online even says, quote, I hit 36,000 miles last week. It started coming up yesterday. They're not even eligible for it. Even if they wanted it, even if they said, yeah, I want to talk to that specialist right now. Guess what? They couldn't do it because they're past 36,000 miles. So, for one, it's a problem that this is coming up. And you might say, well, okay, I've got a Jeep. What do I do? Well, Jeep says, or Mopar, Stellantis, come on, pick a name. They're all the same thing. They say the only way to fix this is to go to the Jeep Connect website, create an account, which involves putting in your email, your personal information, and creating a password, and then acknowledging a disclosure, by the way, which probably has all sorts of arbitration clauses in it that are probably not good for you if you ever need to litigate anything with your vehicle. And then you can cancel the ads that are coming up. So for one, it's all a data mining thing. I mean, they're coming at this multi-prong here. I feel like I'm talking about a conspiracy theory, but the problem is the conspiracy theory is coming true. It's no longer a conspiracy theory. It's just a conspiracy. That's what it is. So for one, they are doing this to get your data because you can just hop in. You don't have to create an account or anything to drive the car. You can just drive the car and do that. Well, they need your data because they want to sell your data. So, for one, they spam you with annoying ads, even though you're past the mileage interval where you could even have this factory extended warranty. And then, in order to get rid of that, you have to go make an account, give them your data, and then they have your data, which they're going to sell, by the way. We all know that they do that. General Motors got in trouble for that. Hyundai and Kia were doing that. They were making like 3 cents per user of data they were selling. That's how little they were making, and that's how much they were okay with violating your privacy for 3 cents, by the way. Because realistically, they don't care about you. That's just a fact. So all of this, though, I think has a deeper concern, which is, all right, so Mopar's doing this, A, to sell you a crappy warranty, B, to farm your data when you don't want to buy the crappy warranty, but 3, C, yeah, it works like that. This is just proof that manufacturers are going to start putting ads in the infotainment systems. You got these big screens there, all this real estate, and you're not advertising on it? What are you doing, right? Got all these big screens. The screens are only getting bigger. I mean, before long, if we look at it, like the percentage increase in screen size over the past 5 years, if we take that percentage increase and figure out what that would be in 10 years. If you actually take that same percentage increase over the next 10 years, the screens are going to be larger than the cars themselves. In fact, I think the entire car is going to be screen. The entire thing. It's going to be a gigantic iPad with wheels on it. And I don't know where you'll sit. I guess you'll ride on the